Hello, sysfailure here again. Welcome back to the Ultimate Command series. Apologies for it being so long. You probably know why if you watch the other videos. But without fail, let's get on with it. Right then, so today we're looking at an old favourite, the teleport command. Why am I covering the teleport command first, considering it's T and it's very far down the alphabet? Well, knowing how to do the teleport command pretty much is one of the most essential things you can do for making your way around worlds to explore them and everything. The teleport command first was introduced in Alpha 1.0.16_01 apparently. That's when verse numbers were really particularly weird. So the TP command, as you can see, is /TP. And we're going to have a look at some examples. As per usual, this map will be available as a download in the description just below down there. So we have these command blocks set up all with teleport commands. Now if we have a look inside here, they just mention inside command blocks you don't actually need the slash at the beginning. The commands will still work, but these all have the slash just because some of them you can copy out and just type in here, so teleporting here, this teleport command is targeting the nearest player, as you can see at P, nearest player, which we covered over there. And this is teleporting to the specific coordinates. That is X, that is Y, and that is Z. So if we have a look at the free screen, X is that way and that way, that's Z, and Y is up and down. Now, absolute coordinates, that is a specific point in the world. So if I was to stand on here, I get teleported there. That'd be easier if I press a button. There we go. Exactly here, a couple of blocks in the air at 58, which is 2 blocks higher than where I am at the moment. No matter where I activate this from, I will always end up there. Now, relative coordinates, the clue is probably it's relative to your position. So let's have a look inside this one. For a relative coordinate, we need this little marker here, which is tilde, whatever you wish to call it. And this one is moving us -2x, 3y, and 3z from wherever we happen to be at that moment in time. So if I go and stand on this plate, I end up over here, which is 2 in front of that one. But if I'm standing there, press a button, well, actually I glitched inside that. That wasn't a good example. We'll stand around the back. There we go. I've actually ended up over here. So no matter where I am, I will go relative to where I came from. So that is the difference between relative and absolute. You've also got Y rotation. These two, we've got a absolute and relative version, and X rotation, which I mentioned over there in the other episode. So let's have a look at these. If I go an absolute Y rotation, this one, the first 3 are the X, Y, and Z, and this 45 here is the set Y rotation. So if I step on, there we go, I'm now facing that direction. If I do it from another angle, it doesn't matter. I will always end up facing that direction. Let's do it with the coordinates up on the screen. There we go. It's in the middle of the screen, 45. If I do that, I've lost the pressure plate. Whoops. There we go. Always 45 without fail. The relative version of it is again tilde, and that is turning by 45 degrees relative to where I am. So let's say, let's get myself about 100 and try and walk on it. There we go, 145.1, and again, 166.9, and so on. So that will keep rotating me by 45 degrees relative to where I'm currently facing. You can also do minus to go in the other directions there. So that's a teleporting rotation. The same works on X, which is up and down. So this one is the 5th of the variables at the beginning. And it's set to 45. So do that. And I'm now looking down at exactly 45. Doesn't matter how I look up, I will always be looking down at 45. This one, the tilde again, 45. But this one rotates me by 45. So whatever angle I'm looking at, changes it by 45 every time. So that is quite useful. And also, if we just get this off the screen, we've got the mixing, relative, and absolute. So you can chop and change these as you wish. So we'll just cover what's going on here. We've got a tilde for the x of -2. So wherever I am, I will go -2 in the x direction. Tilde on its own means 0. So in y, I'm moving 0 blocks from my original position. And I've got z of -49, which is a specific block in the world. And then I'm rotating myself around on the y by 45 each time. And I'm doing a set 45 on the up and down. So I will look up to the 45 point. Let's hop on this and see what this actually does. So on we get. There we go. I'm looking up in the sky and I am here. So I'm in the middle of this block. So if I go around the back, we try that again. Looking up at 45 again. My view's rotated by 45. This is probably sounding a little confusing. And I'm still on this line, but I'm at a different position along the line. Probably showed quite a few in there, maybe a little too many. So play with it yourself on the download. That's a little confusing, that block. But we will move on to a couple of interesting examples here. So we're going to summon ourselves a villager. Now this villager is called a TP victim, as you can see there. And over here we have a bat with no AI, and if you just about make it out, that's called TP bat 1. And over here we have TP bat 2. These are targeting our little friend here, and this one teleports him to bat 1, and this one to bat 2. So let's have a look at the commands. So it's teleporting an entity of the name TP victim, and it's in a radius of 4, and to an entity named TP bat 1. Now also mention that if you're playing a game with friends or whatever, you can put, instead of all this rubbish, you can put your name and their name, and that will teleport you to them. Other way around, that will teleport them to you. So let's press the button. There we go. So he's been teleported to the bat, and he's fallen down there and died. Summon another one. Press this one, and he is now sent over to that bat. We've got 2 others here I've mentioned out of range. So if we have a look inside, it's the exact same command. So that is targeting an entity called TP victim in a radius of 4 and sending it to the bat there. But if I press the button, you'll see nothing happens. And this one over here, and nothing happens there either. Because they are looking at a radius of 4, and that's about to there roughly-ish. And he's outside that, so it's not going to get him. But just put him over where the bat is, though. You can keep doing that to your heart's content. Okay, go on. Down you get. There we go, that's better. Now, the final little bit to show you with the teleport. Obviously, the rotations were a little tricky to see when they're affecting yourself. So here we've got a villager with the no AI tag, so that he doesn't wander off or anything. Slight visual glitch, he is actually facing this direction right now. Every time it loads, he's facing that direction, so it looks a little wrong. So we've got a rotating clockwise. So this is teleporting the entity of type villager. So that would target all villagers, including our friend over there and ones over there. but we have another radius restriction on this one, so that it only takes any villagers within 4 of this block. And it's just teleporting 45-degree rotation, so that's the 4th one along. So let's see what that does. There we go. So as he was facing that way, so that's 245. Do it again. And again. And again. And round he goes. The other one is just the opposite. Minus 45. Rest of the command is identical. Turning back again. And let's get him facing forward. There we go. And then we have the up and down ones, which, as I said before, it's the 4, 5, 5th one. Make them look down. There we go. And make them look up. Oops, radius not quite large enough on that one. Bear with me a second. Yeah, that's better. Forgot to move to blocks. There we go. Slightly oddly, don't overdo the head rotation, other than the fact that the poor guy does that. If you press it again, you end up sort of turning round. It's slightly bizarre. But there you go. Hopefully that made a little more sense on how teleports work. And we can just teleport your way around the world. So as I said, you can happily do it to yourself. Like so. There you go. So I hope you found that useful. And as mentioned earlier, all this is available in the description below, so you can play with it yourself. And all the stuff from previous videos is also available, so feel free to play with all of it. And as per usual, thanks for watching, and bye-bye. That looks a little dangerous. Oh, well, just stay away from the walls, I'm sure we'll be fine. Whoa! What the hell? Whoa! No! 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 Oh my god! Oh, no, 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 please, please! I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna... Oh! Ow, ow, oh, oh.